Hello, and welcome to this short video on techniques for responding to a reading or planning a writing. As we approach our first reading assignments, and soon we're going to be facing our first real essay for the semester, I wanted to introduce you to the concept of a reader's response journal and the very important technique of free writing. In this lecture, we're going to explore those tools that will help you make the most out of analyzing a reading and preparing for that first writing assignment. So, in order to get the most out of a reading, you should be pausing periodically, as we talked about previously, to make marginal notes. In addition, at the end of a reading, you should take a couple of minutes to respond in writing. Whatever pops in your head about the reading you just completed. This gives your brain an opportunity to process what you just read and for you to capture those initial thoughts on paper. One of the best ways to analyze a reading is to write, capturing those initial reactions. One method is to create a response in a journal. Now, your journal could be just an electronic document you have on your computer that you add to, or it could be a traditional, spiral or pages in a notebook, in that more traditional pen and paper version. That's completely up to you. We will even have assignments in Blackboard that will be in the Journal It tool, and it will allow you to create an electronic journal entry in response to some topic. Now, free writing basically is about freeing your mind and freely writing down whatever pops in your head about a particular topic. And you will write as much as you can, as fast as you can, without stopping to think or make changes, capturing those ideas on paper. Now, when you think about free writing, as we mentioned, it's writing as much as you can, as fast as you can, without stopping to think or make corrections. And its whole purpose is to capture ideas on paper without all of the limitations. Some of you are very hypercritical of your writing, and so letting go of that control might be a struggle at first. But if you keep practicing with this free writing technique, you will fine-tune this process, and you'll even find it to be a very useful technique. I always suggest that you set a timer, because if you set a timer, you're racing against the clock, and you're trying to beat your last time, and you're trying to write and capture as much as you can on paper. So for those of us that are very perfectionistic, and we also tend to be a little competitive, setting this timer helps us focus on just writing as much as we can and not stopping and making all those corrections. Remember, free writing's writing as much as you can, as fast as you can, without stopping to think or making any kind of corrections. Now, free writing can be used, as we're mentioning today, a post-reading activity, but it also can be used as a pre-writing activity. The mission is always the same: capturing ideas on paper without censoring those ideas by stopping or thinking or changing what you are writing. So, not only will you be providing marginal notes as you read and using other annotation techniques, but you'll also be capturing those initial thoughts you have after you finish that entire reading. So let's say, for example, you're reading a chapter for history. You could be making those marginal notes every paragraph, writing down a summary or writing down what that paragraph was about. But then when you get to the end of that chapter, it is a great idea to use free writing and in a response journal. So immediately after you read, you go to your journal, whether that's electronic or pen paper, you set a timer. I usually recommend 2 to 5 minutes, depending on the size of the reading, and you use free writing to capture those thoughts on paper. Remember that with free writing, you're writing as much as you can, as fast as you can, without stopping to think or make any type of corrections. Again, you're trying to beat the clock and write as much as you possibly can. As we mentioned, you can use this in history class, government class, psychology class. You can use it in English class, whether you're reading a chapter or whether it's a particular article that we've assigned or a certain piece of short story, whatever the case may be. Now, let's try some free writing practice, okay? You're going to be reading the following paragraph. Then you're going to practice free writing for 2 minutes after completing that reading. Remember to set your timer for 2 minutes and then write as much as you can, as fast as you can without stopping to think or make corrections. So you're going to want to pause this video while you complete this practice. After you've paused the video, read that paragraph that's a quote from Marcel Proust in the book In Search of Lost Time. You read that paragraph, set your timer for 2 minutes, and immediately do your free writing for 2 minutes. All right. I'll see you back when you're done. Okay, let's try another reading and respond to it. Same process. You're going to be reading, you're going to pause the video, you're going to read the passage, set your timer for 2 minutes, and free write as a response to the reading, writing as much as you can, as fast as you can, without stopping to think or make corrections. So pause your video, and I'll see you back when you're finished. Now, just as free writing can be used to respond to a reading, it's also a very helpful tool when pre-writing on a topic for an essay. You're going to use this same technique to capture initial ideas about that topic, and later to focus in on particular areas of interest on the topic. Now, let's do a little preview of the writing process. And this information is going to be covered fully in the writing process lecture. But for now, let's take a look at this overview of the writing process. Writing is a process with different phases and steps. The very first phase that you should go through is pre-writing phase. And that involves gathering information, generating ideas, getting your brain moving, and capturing those ideas on paper that will later lead to the main points for an essay or other piece of writing. Some techniques for doing that are the technique we're using today, free writing. And remember, with free writing, you're writing like you're writing sentences, even if you have no punctuation. Spelling, punctuation, capitalization don't matter in free writing, but you are writing the complete line of paper and going to the next line. With brainstorming, you're just listing, and with graphic organizers, you're plugging in information into little visuals. But free writing is the one that I really want us to master at this point. After you completely finish the pre-writing phase and you've done all your organization and you are ready to literally write the paper, then you go into the writing phase. And then, of course, the final phase, as soon as you finish that rough draft, is the rewriting phase. So let's do some free writing practice on a topic, much like we would if you got a topic for a paper. We're going to start off simple with just a one-word topic. So, as soon as you pause this video to do the practice, you're going to set your timer for 1 minute. You're going to write as much as you can, as fast as you can, without stopping to think or make corrections. Pause the video while you complete the practice, and I'll see you when you're finished. Okay, let's try a second topic. And this time, I really want you to race against the clock, okay? You're going to set the timer for 1 minute again. Let's see if you can write more lines than you did in the previous topic. Write as much as you can, as fast as you can, without stopping to think or make corrections. Remember to pause the video now and complete this practice. All right, this time we're going to give you a little bit more challenging topic. This would be more like a writing topic that you might see in a class, all right? This time, we're going to set the timer for 3 minutes because this is a bigger topic. It's going to take you more time. You're going to be setting the topic for 3 minutes. You're going to write as much as you can, as fast as you can in free writing format without stopping to think or make corrections. Here is your topic. Should college students be allowed to return to regular face-to-face classes? So pause the video, set your timer for 3 minutes, write as much as you can, as fast as you can in those 3 minutes. Go. All right, so that brings us to the end of our short little lecture on techniques that you can use to respond to readings and to prepare for a writing assignment. Remember this, free writing can be used to respond to a reading, and it can be used to collect thoughts as a pre-writing activity for a writing assignment. Hope that you will continue to practice free writing. You're going to be reading things like Only Daughter and Shooting an Elephant and some other readings over the course of the next couple days, or the next few class sessions. So I want you to be sure you're practicing your craft with free writing, because when we get to that first essay, I really want you to have this technique down. This concludes our lecture. Thank you for joining me.